Hello and welcome to the print version of Cargies. Well, not the real print version, just how do you say? In German it's called Musterexemplar, just a sample. And I wanted to review this on my laptop right here. But I think just scrolling on a screen, it's a bit, how do you call it, lifeless. It's not that pretty that there's all this sample marks here, but that's okay because like this is just for this channel. It's just for showing off my work in color. Like I said, the rights are with Hudson from the Buff Dudes, and yeah, and this is the cover. Excuse me, 28 pages. It was planned 24 pages, but we put in a few pages because to make the narrative even better understandable, and it feels good. This I did print in Germany at Wir machen Druck, online printer. This is where I print all my comics, and I love the quality. Like, you can go really heavy on the cover, but I guess it has to. It's not the cheapest. Like, it's a bit harder than the inside, or is it? Like 90 grams, 120 grams. But yeah, this is Cargies. And let's get into it. Kurt Russell and the Department of Cargo Hauling proudly presents From the Edge of Deep Black, Cargies, Working Heroes in Space. Well, if I would do this again, I would do this maybe with fonts, but sometimes I like to write my own stuff, and yeah. And for the cover, I reused a bunch of stuff that's inside the comic. I usually don't do that, but this made a great cover, and yeah, I mean everything you need. That's a Cargie, the Cargie boss. That's your space, your beautiful spaceship, and these are the Techno Viking, Ripley, and Colossus 09. Yeah, who mount this? And here for the test print, I just put down writer Hudson White, artist colorist Dario, Cargies, Working Hero in Space. And as you can see, as we will see, with each page, the artwork and the coloring gets usually better. I'm happy with the drawings, but as I said, the more you draw, the better you get, and you also by test printing see, like here, the clack putting in the cassette or whatever it does, a yellow's missing. This guy is floating in space. He doesn't know what to do. He's drinking, and he puts in a good old cassette. I don't know. And yeah, here you can see the page layout. It looks pretty cool. Pretty proud of this work, but it's also a bit dated. I don't know, it's from 2018 and now we're 2021, so the work I can do is much better now. But yeah, but still, be proud of the past work, and always recognize that it was a stepping stone. Here he's calling Veronica. Veronica is this device. There's a receipt here and a picture from Kirsty. I want to keep this, maybe took 15 minutes, this video, so I'm not rushing, but I'm just trying to show you the colors. And as you can see, the coloring is pretty basic. Just using two colors, but a bright one and a darker one, you can achieve a great look. If I would do this again, I would put in much more care in the small stuff, but I was kinda not rushing, but There were a lot of pages, a lot of text, a lot to deliver, and so I kinda tried to get the job done as good as I could, because a single illustration lets you put in more time. So he starts this video because he doesn't know what to do, and then we get here: Deep Black Shipping Company presents careers in cargo hauling, and then some beautiful drone that shows us the landscape of this undiscovered country. And here the guy, and as you can see here, I colored his beard, but I colored his thumb, so a mistake, which is good in test print. You can see where you get wrong. And then this guy is called Kurt Russell, and then he says, "Howdy, cowboy. Have you ever dreamed of exploring the galaxy, seeing new worlds, feeling the sense of adventure and accomplishment? If any of that sounds intriguing, then boy, do I have a job for you. My name is Kurt Russell, and I'm a Cargie." And this guy who's sitting here just says cheers. This is how it looks from above. And as you can see, first thing here, the colors are pretty basic, but if you use like two colors and just here a very bright yellow, almost white, creating the edge highlight, it goes a long way. It goes a long way here. And here in this picture, it would have helped if I would have put a bit of the skin color here and would have darkened here. You will see soon what I mean. Let's search. I'm jumping a bit ahead, but bear with me. That's important. Like, look here. This is one of the last panels, and as you can see, two colors, just a bit of shadow, not too much, but it's already adding. So that I would do in the future. We will talk about that. Like, basic coloring is really great. Just add some small minor, like here, for example, not needed, but on the skin, maybe the lips would have helped to put in another color. And so he stars in this training video with Kurt Russell, and we go through this, and the guy takes him and shows him Big Mother and explains him what a Cargie does and what Big Mother does, and that at the edge of the universe they're searching for minerals, and that he could be part of the great, how do you say, Cargies. A group of brave men and women who risk safety and sanity to help make modern living that much more convenient. And here we have the Techno Viking and Ripley. And as you can see here, I added just a few, like a green and a darker green. It's just so much, just richer. And here too. And the same thing I should have done for the belts and maybe the faces. As you can see here, some basic blue for the metal, a darker blue for the shadows, and then some lighter blue for the highlights. And that's it. There you have it. Howdy. And then this is kind of cool panel because like the light comes from down here. And I love to play with the colors and not put down all the time realistic colors, like just with mood. That's so great. That's why I love the Marvel 63 color palette. It's really easy and it's cool to use, so I love that. And then we get back to the ship, and he comments on what he's seeing, and also here great stuff. Not so great drawings, but when you look back at older stuff, you need to recognize that you put out pages, that you put in effort, that there are some panels like this panel here and this panel here which are really great, and some panel don't hold up. But what holds up is, like, you see it comes down here, then it goes down here, then it goes here, then it goes here, then it goes to the hand, then it goes down here, so, and yeah, as long as some basic rules apply, you're fine. And we looked at this panel when it was just black and white, and in color it's so much better. Like the color really adds up. I'm not happy with everything, but look at the ground, like just a simple brown and a few shadows. And how I put them in, I just use the lasso tools. I just mark some of the spots here, and then drop in the color, like just boom, and then add it to the flats. And then he thinks back when he was young, and then he thinks back now. And I love kind of like his purple seat and the bright yellow edge highlights or rim lights. And then we get to see more of this. And yeah. And then he says, oh, haven't Cargies have a certain reputation? And he says, oh yes, maybe in the past we had a certain baggage, but now it's all different. Now hygiene is important and fitness is important, and he's always not. He's just with a beer, and he, as you can see, like look here, this is just a second color and it makes it pop, and I should have applied it also in different spaces, like also here. It would have helped so much with a little work, with a little edge highlight, like I did here, the shadows. As you can see, with a little edge highlight, it would have, made it so much cooler. And this drawing I really love, like this, somehow, sometimes you see the panels that really clicked, and sometimes not everything is cool, but definitely, if you compare this to the black and white version, like I could see myself do just black and white because color takes a while. But if you have like economic color like this is just bright yellow, an orange, and then a purple, and that's it. Like boom, and he's just sweating from thinking at the bad day at Big Black Rock, and so on. So the color really helps bring this comic to life and make also things a bit clearer. Like I will speed it up maybe a bit, so we land at the 15-minute mark, 17-minute mark tops. He shows him then the beautiful ship, which he of course doesn't get. He gets the trash can. You see at the beginning he says, oh yeah, all Cargies get only the best stuff. Check out the Star 1, DBC's top of the line cargo hauling ship, all the modern amenities and style to boot. But here's the ship which falls apart, and yeah, he doesn't even care because he's in apathy. And then here you can see clink clink, get the keys to the ship, and then we throw a beautiful Millennium Falcon and he catches it. And yeah, and then he says, yo, join the forces and become a cargo hauler. But he's stuck in space, drifting aimlessly, and yeah, then he thinks he hears something that he doesn't. And then he gets out the cassette, and here, this is then my second wave of drawings. Here I think I'm already drawing and coloring a bit better, and he's kind of worried that he maybe will get caught by deep black dementia, like in space, where you go nuts. And I love this, how this called Duke, and you can already know that she's, well, not evil, but if you get out of your spaceship and join the ladies. Also here I should have put in just a few more colors, maybe just to highlight. Not too much, but just a highlight to make things a bit more beautiful. And then we can see how they touch the glasses of the spaceship. But yeah, the hands, look at the hands, they always tell you. And well, then somehow he gets his shit together, and beautiful panel with the red here, as you can see. Really beautiful stuff, beautiful page layouts, beautiful color. I was reading this 5 minutes ago at a balcony, and I was kind of proud. Some things was a little cringe, but this Sean Connery, this here, Grandpa was a Cargie, father was a Cargie, brother and cousin was a Cargie, and I will make damn sure to keep that independent tradition alive. And like, I don't even know how I got to A and D, and I don't know where I stole those from, or maybe I made them up, but they look pretty cool. And then he says like, a Cargie is a true man, and who could survive the sands of Caligon? And look at this panel, how beautiful it is, with very simple coloring. Maybe I could have done something for the dust, but yeah. Or this page really pops, really cool. And this, if this wouldn't just cover it up, would have been really beautiful. Like the Behelit and the mouse who shows us around, and some pictures of his hero, Wade, the original Cargie. And then, of course, yeah, okay, we're now approaching the 20-minute mark, but I will wrap it up. We're now looking at the scene because, like, this we put in so we could explain why the ship was drifting aimlessly and how he could fix it. And so he's going to search for the root cause, and he's beeping for the energy signature, and he doesn't know what it is. And so I'm pretty proud of this panel. This looks really good. And then he approaches the hatch and opens it. And then down here he finds a fridge, and it says keep out beer fridge, and then he opens it, and then thank God to cold fusion. And then he finds this, again I stole from StarCraft 1, the cool cold fusion generator that they want to blow up the Zerg base. But here it's, well, they cool beer with it. And then he says, well, life support or ice cold beer. Plop. Well, sometimes you gotta pull the plug on bad habits. And so the ship is running again. He's thinking of what have changed, and that he didn't shave. The longer you stay away, you don't shave your beard or your hair, so your bragging rights get even better. And then he thinks, oh man, when I get back, I just will spend my hard-earned cash on whatever's there. And look, this hand I put down this tit, and yeah, that's the small details and all the flies, the Cargies life. And as soon as he runs out of money, he's pretty much back to cargo hauling. So he puts in he's bored, he knows he's going back, and so he's watching now another video, and so he puts in the original classic, the first Cargie, when space was still space and people had morals and guys were shooting straight, and still basically the space western. And then he gets back, and then aliens show up, and look at the colors. This is really great. This could be the starting picture. And then yeah, then they have a duel, and I love the colors. I love how they pop. I will not rush, but let's wrap this video up. Some great coloring. The coloring really adds cool mood. I'm pretty proud of this. This is really cool. And then we get to the shootout, and yeah, this is a great panel. Bam, 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 bam. And yeah, this is how the legend of the Cargies got made. And he then goes to sleep because he's approaching Big Mother, and then he gets woken by this space communist police that are trying to hijack or not, don't want to hijack, but they want that he goes into Black Hole Brick for inspection, and really great color and great mood. And then this is like the last few pages, and this is, yeah, take this in. Like first Big Mother here and Black Hole Brick here and his ship, and then we approach, and then it gets bigger. Let me show you. Like this is, we're going here. This is vast space and Black Hole Brick and his ship. And then the next panel, we approach. This ship gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we approach, and then look how big this is. This is massive, and the technology. And then he gets in, and while he's getting in, the teeth or the claws, well, let's call it the teeth, just sink into his ship, and then we see, well, holy shit. And it gets like, can you see like how dark it gets? And he's sweating his pants and his computer or monitor, and here is a Polychronos and the Star Slammers and another comic, Nick Fury. And then the last page says, well, the end. And this was the end for now, because this was planned to be pitched for Netflix or something like this, or for another series. And well, I don't know if this gets continued someday or not, but this was Cargies Working Hero in Space, printed out so you can learn something.